Wake up, Mario. Wake up.
My head. What happened? Wait. The earthquake. I was falling.
Do not worry about the how. Listen to the Queen.
The Queen.
Mario, your dreams contain a key. Remember.
Ellen Trekend.
Yes, Mario. While you were unconscious, I went inside your mind and gave you some knowledge. But when I was in there, I discovered something else about you. Something extremely important to the Order of Light. You are the key to ultimate victory over Upsy-Town's Bisous. But only you can unlock this power.
My friends are in trouble. I need to help them.
Correction. They need to help us. Look inside yourself.
The artifact's powers. They somehow leave an imprint. Oh, no. I cannot ask them to do this. They've done enough.
They will be trapped here forever and toyed with by the dark forces unless they can unlock this power inside the green bowl again. There must be a chosen one. But if Ellen Trekend rises, there will be no games. Dimensions will collapse. Chaos will reign.
This isn't good. I have to reach them, but I feel like my mind is blocked here.
We still have a shield around this place to avoid detection. It is weakening, though. You must exit through the tunnel in front of you to get outside our shield and contact the others. Tell them what to do. Prepare for battle.
What if we don't stop the artifacts from being collected?
Do not worry about that just yet. Before you contact your friends, you must be forewarned. A being has just entered our world through a portal that originated from Earth. But this is no ordinary life force we're reading. It seems to defy logic. We believe it is important, but you cannot take any chances due to the tricks of Upsy-Town's Bisous. You will meet this mysterious wanderer along the path.
Earth? Who can it be?
Be warned, Mario! Warning! Warning!
Thank you, Queen. It's been an honor. I'll do my best to succeed.
You must succeed, Mario. But succeeding doesn't mean victory.
What's that mean?
You will discover this in time. Now go and become your destiny. All life depends on it.
Welcome to the quest for the Green Ball! Òrdugh Truaillidh! We are closing in on the final quarter of our season, which is 5 weeks to go into the playoffs, and we still find ourselves in a multiple team battle for seeds, division titles, buys, and wildcard spots. While 4 teams do have an upper hand to clinch a playoff berth in the next few weeks, these teams aren't guaranteed buys or division titles, and that still leaves 2 spots up for grabs. And while there are multiple 3 and 6 teams, the remaining schedule actually gives a good chance for a 7 and 7 team to get in. So there is a lot left to play for, with multiple teams looking to run the table to close out the season. But how did we even get here? Some battles took place this past week, with a few turning into blowouts and one turning into a high-scoring affair. But in our last Banditos del Rio travel to take on the Siamese Catz at the Gardens of Truaillidh. Both teams underperformed pretty big here, but Banditos del Rio just had enough of a stronger team in the end, pulling out the 87.5 to 68.38 win. Deontay Johnson had 90 yards in the score, and Alexander Madison added 93 yards and a touchdown. Chris Olave also reached the end zone, and Patrick Mahomes had 2 scores for Banditos. On the other side, Aaron Jones finally had a nice game with 99 yards and a score, though he did lose a fumble. The big difference was the overall lack of touchdowns by the Catz. Will Levis had 262 passing yards but no scores, and Romeo Doubs, Royce Freeman, and Harrison Butker all had under 4 points. The highlighted players battle did go the way of the Catz, and if her team did end up scoring at least 2 more touchdowns, she certainly could have won here. CeeDee Lamb ended up with 191 yards, though he did lose a fumble. Mike Evans on the other side had 87 yards, but was kept out of the end zone. The Catz season is now on life support with a 2-7 record. Even winning out with a tough remaining schedule will not be enough. Several other teams need to lose multiple games. Banditos del Rio remains a game in first in the flatlands of Scal, moving to 6-3, and certainly going mad from his time at his home base, the deserts of Mahlu.
AM Banditos del Rio. Banditos del Rio is better than a burrito party with many, many burritos. And chimichangas. And Banditos del Rio is coming for the green ball like a deportation officer looking for a border jumper. Good luck. Except when you play. Banditos del Rio. Ha 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 ha.
We had some electrifying results in our other matchups as well, with other top teams joining Banditos in the win column. Let's see what happened in the best of the rest. Sluice traveled to take on first place Green Acres at the Bogs of Diomirach and had to deal with the league's quarterback whisperer in a 142.4 to 126.3 loss. CJ Stroud was a man possessed. 470 passing yards, which is an NFL rookie record, 5 touchdowns. He also had 10 rushing yards and a 2-point conversion to finish with 53.8 points. The third best quarterback score in our league history. In the third straight season, Green Acres has a quarterback that scored over 50 points in a week. Gus Edwards added 2 touchdowns, and Jonathan Taylor also scored. T. Higgins collected 110 yards, and the Raiders' defense finished with 8 sacks and 2 interceptions, allowing just 6 points. My Slews had balance throughout, though, with 2 touchdowns by Austin Eckler, 66 yards and a score by Brian Robinson, though he did lose a fumble, 86 yards, a touchdown, and a 2-point conversion by Stephon Diggs, and touchdowns by Devontae Smith, Mac Jones, and Rashee Rice. The Browns' defense added a shutout and had 7 sacks, 2 interceptions, and a fumble recovery. My Slews won the positional battle in all but 2 places, with the quarterback being the obvious difference here. My Slews fall to 3-6 and will most likely need to win the next 3 games to have any shot at making the playoffs. Green Acres moves to 7-2 and remains in first place by 1 game in the wetlands of our own division. Air Jordan traveled to take on Risky Business and crushed them in a 144.24 to 66.1 win. Tank Dell was a beast with 116 yards and 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill added a score, and Derrick Henry and Najee Harris had touchdowns as well. Jordan Love even had a touchdown. Look at that. The Chargers defense went off for 8 sacks, 3 fumble recoveries, and a return touchdown. Sam Howell and Joe Mixon scored for Risky Business, who had several players on a bye, including Christian McCaffrey. Air Jordan moves to 3-6 and will need to put a winning streak together to stay in the playoff hunt. Risky Business falls to 4-5 and is currently on the outside looking in. The Stellar Bitches hosted Low-Key Lebowski Thor, the Purple Skies of Dashe, and the Bitches moved into playoff position with a 108.72 to 63.78 beatdown. Joe Burrow had 348 passing yards and 2 scores, and Rachaad White added 119 yards and 2 touchdowns. Dalton Schultz also scored and had 130 yards, though he did lose a fumble, and Raheem Mostert added 85 yards and a touchdown. Jalen Hurts had 3 scores for Lebowski Thor, and DJ Shark did reach the end zone as well, but that's about it. The Stellar Bitches are now 5-4 and are just a game back of Remember the Titans in the Peaks of Alt division. Lebowski Thor is 3-6 and most likely has to win out to have any shot at the playoffs. The Multiple Scoregasms travel to face the Clash at Demon Head in a battle for playoff position, and the Clash at Demon Head pulled off the 95.72 to 61.68 win. Josh Allen had 2 scores, adding 258 passing yards and 44 rushing yards. Amari Cooper went off for 139 yards and a score, and Justin Tucker had 3 field goals and 4 extra points. The Scoregasms had touchdowns by Gardner Minshew, Jake Ferguson, and Nico Collins. Saquon Barkley also added 113 yards. There was a negative 5-point deduction for not playing a defense and leaving a player in on a bye, though, which hurts the Scoregasms' overall total here. The Clash at Demon Head moved to 5-4 and are now in playoff position. The Multiple Scoregasms are 4-5 and have another big tiebreaker game coming up. Lastly, in a battle of teams in the top tier of the league so far, remember the Titans hosted a defending champion Elite Mother Tuckers at the Golf of the Highlands. The Elite Mother Tuckers is on another one of their streaks, claiming the 6th win in a row with a 90.54 to 64.08 victory. Josh Jacobs had 98 yards and 2 scores, and A.J. Brown scored another touchdown as well. The Ravens defense crushed Seattle and had 4 sacks and interception, fumble recovery, and also allowed just 3 points. Young Wei Koo added 4 field goals, including 2 50-plus yarders. The lone bright spot for Remember the Titans in this one was the Saints defense, which had 2 sacks, 3 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries. Both teams are now 6-3, with the Elite Mother Tuckers a game back at Green Acres in the wetlands of our own, and Remember the Titans is a game up on the Stellar Bitches in the Peaks of Òrdugh. Overall, only 4 teams cracked 100 points, with all but my slews winning, of course. 5 teams had under 70 points in a very chaotic week. And with 2 out of division weeks left, we are sure to have some huge matchups coming up before divisional play resumes. We're also getting close to our trade deadline, which is Friday, November 17th. So if any other trades will happen, they're going to happen in the next week and a half. After that, only waivers can help. Before you go, check out the updated league standings. Until next time, salut.